Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. And I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews. That $40-ish and under range, most of these are way less than that. And a good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. And the one I got for you today is one that I just fairly recently purchased. And it's a name brand that's actually popping up in the rack stores. Don't know if you find this one there. I haven't seen these in the local rack stores. I can't wait till I do. But without too much talk, let's dive into Lattafa's Ta'weel. Decided to keep the presentation for you guys. And yeah, it opens up pretty nicely. Looks like you're actually getting something of some kind of quality. It's an eau de parfum concentration, as I think all of these Middle Easterns are. Except for Club de Nuit. That thing's the EDT. It's like the only one that I have anyhow. And here's the bottle. Little detailing on the front. It's plastic. I think that might be plastic as well. The juice itself is transparent, but it's opaque. And the cap is heavy and metallic. Clicks nicely into place. And the atomizer itself squirts out a good average amount of mist. It's nice and fine though. So this, I think, borrows from a bunch of other fragrances more than is cloning anything directly. It opens up with that real tart, bitter, sour, citrus, rosemary, spicy kind of a thing. It's almost got a salty nature to it. There's no salt listed in this, but to me it's got almost a little bit of a salty nature and a bit of a peppery thing going on. There's nutmeg and there's rosemary, but I almost get like a peppery vibe in this. I don't know where that's coming from. And when it starts to dry down, that becomes even more evident and more apparent, and it almost starts taking on like an Aventa-ish kind of a feel. It opens up with like that Bulgari Tygar kind of DNA vibes, like that Tarathi blue, that tart citrus, that's got like a good amount of like grapefruit in it, like that spicy tart citrus. This opens up with a good dose of spicy tart citrus, but it's a little bit more airy and fresher. It's like the eau fraiche version of like Tarathi blue meets a little bit of Aventus in the dry down, and the only parts of the Aventus that is getting in the dry down is like it takes on more of like the almost a black pepper smokiness to it. And that's what's going on with this thing. Now, as far as the performance and everything, to me, it's not a loud projector. Some people will argue that. I've seen reviews saying that it does project quite loudly, and perhaps it does. I'm just not noticing it. I've only spent a few days with it, but I'm talking like full wearings, like all day in the, like before I do anything, and then out of the shower, just like wearing it for days. But I'm still not getting like this huge scent bubble, but I am smelling it for a good amount of time. So longevity is actually decent on this. It just doesn't seem like it's very loud, but it is lasting at least 6 or 7 hours. So that's pretty good. It's performing pretty good. And if you are into that Tygar style DNA, it's not a clone of that, but it does have those kind of vibes to me. That tart citrus is very green. This has a greenness to it as well. Like with the rosemary and the vetiver, there's a good dose of greenery in here. Like I said, along with that tart citrus, spicy tart citrus, airy, salty, green, somewhat woody. Then it starts turning a little bit more peppery and smoky in the dry down. So this is good for many things in the warmer weather. It's just sophisticated enough to work for a good business meeting or something like that. But it's not going to grab a whole lot of attention or anything like that. But it is good for that. It's good for the office. It's good for leisure. It would work in the gym, I think, because it is fresh and airy enough. It doesn't have too much density going on, that I think it would work for the gym. Spring, fall, summer. It's quite a versatile fragrance. This is a blue fragrance, to be honest, is what it is. It's a blue fragrance for like $24 with decent performance and borrowing from two amazing smelling fragrances. I never smelled the Louis Vuitton that this is cloning. People are saying that it's like cloning a Louis Vuitton fragrance, Lemon Sit or something like that, but I haven't smelled that, so I can't compare it to that. And even then, people aren't saying that it's cloning that directly. So like I said, I think this is borrowing from a lot of stuff, and to me the most similar things are the Tarothi Blue and one of the Aventus style fragrances. Now, compliment factor on this thing is there. It's one of those kind of fragrances that people say, hey man, that smells good, what are you wearing? It's one of those. It definitely is a compliment garnishing type of a fragrance, no doubt there. I think this thing is just across the board enjoyable. I've been getting a lot of fragrances that I think have been pretty enjoyable for like any age range or any genre. So this is another one of those. I mean, it's a blue fragrance. They're inoffensive. They're just good like that. So overall, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because the scent profile alone is about a 6.5. That extra notch for the performance, it's a solid 7 out of 10. This is a good fragrance. I blind bought this thing without knowing too much about it, and I was certainly happy when I caught my first whiff of this thing, and I was happy to keep on wearing this thing, and I'm gonna keep wearing this thing in my weekly rotation throughout. And if it matures any and changes in the performance, which I think it probably will, because a lot of these Lattafa fragrances do, then I will let you go, or I'll let you guys know in some kind of future video. But for now, yeah, this one's checking a lot of boxes. And if you are into blue fragrances, if you're into kind of that tart citrus spiciness that's in like Tarothi Blue, you might want to check this one out then. Inexpensive, good smelling, compliment getting, long lasting, fresh fragrance. It's worth looking at. So that's my final thoughts on Lattafa's Ta'weel. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always. And until next time.